day, sprightly special stage speeders. I'm Unsilent, and we're on the air with more Gran Turismo 1. It's episode 4 of the Gran Turismo 1 Endurance Series. Thanks for tuning in as we've reached the last one on the list. It's Special Stage Route 11 All-Night Endurance Race 2! Why Endurance Race 2? Because we're doing a reverse layout of what we did in the Special Stage Route 11 All-Night Endurance Race. Of course, it's important to note with this one that we can't run a racing model. What racing model do I have? Well, it's the one from the Grand Valley 300K. So I was thinking, what can I do that would be cool for this? Well, we'll get out a Subaru. Now, obviously, we can't use the special, Impreza Rally Edition, right? No. What we can do is get ourselves an Impreza station wagon. Yeah, I'm thinking the station wagon, actually. WRX STI 1996 is version 3. Is there a station wagon here in the... There's a Legacy Wagon GT. They not call it the Outback at this point? I guess not. Yeah, 94 Impreza WRX wagon. It's the right color, though. You can always get 276, yeah, 1800, same weight. Now you just gotta pick the color. Sports blue, because you can't call it 555 blue. Not really, no. Sports blue Impreza station wagon. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run around, we're gonna beat these guys in a station wagon, or at least that's the plan, until we realize that it is about 30 seconds off the pace or something ridiculous like that. And you gotta bring it over to the Subaru Technica International. And just throw a lot of my $1 million at it. See, 301 horsepower. It's going to be turbo, so we can slap an intercooler on. And then you can slap the turbo on it. Stage 4 turbo kit, there you go. Only 466, not quite where I wanted it to be. I was hoping to break 500. Gotta get the brakes. Gotta get the brake balance controller. I hope to God this works, otherwise I'm going to look incredibly dumb. 475, it's a little better. Normally aspirated... Oh, we don't have it. Normally aspirated tuning overrides the turbo tuning, doesn't it? Yeah. 6,000 for 11 more horsepower. I'm hoping we could get the... Oh, there's no replacement for displacement, which is why we don't allow you to have any. Okay, 494, that's not awful. I would have hoped for a little more. We're going to get the full racing suspension. And then we're going to get the stabilizers. The hard ones. Because I just get this feeling you're driving what starts out life as a 2,800-pound station wagon. So it's probably going to be, as bad an idea as this is. We'll do this. Just get the... Just kit it out completely. Because I am taking a knife to a gunfight. Because you're going to probably get up against Vipers, Corvettes, Astons, etc., etc. Oh, I just bought that. Drive shaft as well. So we really need to just, tires. Okay. Well, we already got the hards, so... Nah, because then I won't have any idea. What if I forget to change the tires, all that? Just go straight to the... You can't do the racing modification, unfortunately. Looks good, though, doesn't it? But what we can do is spend all this on the weight reduction. So how does this actually look? 494, 2,400 pounds. It's not completely discouraging. I mean, I've got some things here I could probably... Okay, that can't work with. I was going to say, do I have any other meme machines I can work with? Could I soup up a Del Sol? We got the concept car, which seems like a cheat code. What else have we got here? Oh, Impreza sedan, but it's a sedan, so it doesn't count. Got an NSX, we got the Camaro, which is dying again. So you never know, maybe you go, oh, it's 3,400 pounds. It weighs more than, how does a Camaro weigh more than a Subaru Impreza station wagon? The Demio, this is already tuned actually, because I've used it in, it's not completely kitted out, I don't think. Because we only got stage 2 weight reduction and semi-racing tires. The 204 horsepower, I don't think it's going to get, what have I got? I've got Turbo 3. If it has a Turbo 4, it ain't going to add that much. And even though it only weighs 1,500 pounds, I don't think I can make up for the lack of horsepower on that. So, no. Yeah, it was that. I mean, I don't know how much you could get out of the... Probably not, like, up to 400 horsepower on the Miata. And I'm not sure what else I would call a meme machine. So... Not the Astons, the Dodge, no. Well, TVR's out of business. I mean, that could be memey. And we talked about the Civic and the Del Sol. MR2 would be memey. The hairdresser's Porsche. How much is this? God, it's 241 at 2,800 pounds. That's... There's meme machine potential with the MR2. If you could slap a big enough turbo on it, there's meme potential with that. I don't think the Del Sol's got too much to it, so... It's on the next page, really? Oh, it's not oh, it's only available through the used car dealer? There's one up there. Oh yeah, nothing down there. 125, yeah, right weight. Wrong power. So we know what we could... If this thing is slow as crap, we know what we could go back to, right? Alright, once more. Onto the breach and all that. It's all night route. It's all night 2. Let's go. So what are we up against, first off? Oh, no, it's car settings. I'm on entry list. Oh, that Nismo's going to be a problem. The rest of them, it's going to be nip and tuck, but that Nismo's going to... even that Chaser could be problematic. Would have had a good fight with the Civic, though, with the Demio, but... Oh, man, look how soft those stabilizers are. Man, just amp up the anti-roll. Let's bring down... Okay, 6. We'll bring down the ride height 6. We'll get this thing out of the air. We want to add some front rake. Go all Red Bull. Max out the turbo boost. Oh, max turbo boost is 501 horsepower. There we go. And even the gearing's not awful. We only got 5 gears in this thing. Well, that'll have to do. Oh no, the gearing is awful. Never mind. We're going to be in 5th gear for all of it. Oh, this is... sinfully ugly. Oh, this is going the wrong way. So your 5th gear maxing out at 7,400 RPM. It's maxing out at like 120 something. Oh, these gearboxes just diabolical. That's gonna take a long time to tune. Just hang on, let's do a test run just to... We don't get any downforce. Let's do a test run to establish how bad this thing can be. Well, there we go. We're pounding up through the gears nice and quick. But here's the problem, is we've reached max gear at 120. Man, it's a little lethargic coming around and turning. But then again, we've been racing race cars for the last while. Yeah, with the wonky gearing, it gets up through the power band quick. Which is nice. Into Hotel Hairpin. Gotta learn the line, gotta learn where you can lay down the power. It seems a lot less hairpin. Oh, I was gonna say, it seems a lot less hairpinny through going the other way. Oh man, yeah, we need to establish some turning on this. It could be because it's, you know, a station wagon. It could be because it's on hard tires. Yeah, I don't need to have the... Oh, we managed to find a corner there that you don't find coming the other way. That's the best it felt turning the whole time. And this is one of the times when I wish I had a diff. So we'll do it about 110... No, 12. Actually, the gearing's not horrible. That's good. Now the tires are warming up. That doesn't help me with doesn't help me with quality. Maybe I should have gotten a set of softs. Yeah, so what do I need to do? I need to get the car to handle better from center off. I need to get the thing to stop, which is difficult because, you know, it's a station wagon. I don't think turn-in's an issue. Feels pretty solid turning in. I also don't know what the lap times the AI is going to be, because... That went well. Because it's 12 flat on a shitty lap where you're learning from a standing start, so you're probably looking at 55? Is what I'm going to try and target. Yeah, now that the tires have come up to temp, it's a lot better. Now it's just a matter of learning braking points and lines. This, I think I could take flat. Not quite. There's a lift there. Maybe if there's a way you could take out a bit from turn in 201. That's it was the next. It's the next braking mark. It's the next bridge that you drive under. Okay, we're learning some stuff here. I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time just tuning the car a bit and learning the track. And then we'll come back for quali. How does that sound? Because I know kind of what I want to do. It's just a matter of whether I can do it. So... we'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I've gotten the lap times and that's sort of consistent. Now you can see 59.5. And that 59.5 to 50, there's a 201 and change range. So that's kind of where I've maxed out. Or minned out. So we'll see how we can put together a lap time here. Here you could have got a brake. That's the trick, is you got to be careful. It wants to, when the tires are cold, and that's the problem. It's like that 59 was on green tires as opposed to blue tires. And take a lap and a half to 2 laps for the tires to come up to temp. I'm really hustling it to try and get some temp in the tires. Maybe hustling it a bit too hard. Nicely held through the bus stop section. Now, unlike the other way, this one's like sort of an opening corner. Yeah, I know it's starting to come green, but not fully green yet. So as long as I'm sort of in a neighborhood... Ah, dang, that's gonna add about a second. Or I guess take off a second. Maybe a second and a half. We'll see how close we can get. So whatever lap time is on the board. That's actually really good. You know what? We're 1 second off the pace from a standing start on these tires. So I think we're going to be in the neighborhood. I think we're in good shape. I think I tuned the car just about right. Because I cocked up that second to last corner, and there was a lot of sliding, and I screwed up the heading away from home hairpin. We call it the homeward bound hairpin, but it ain't that anymore. A hotel bound hairpin. So I think I was just pushing the car way too much and getting the car way too sideways. So I think we were competitive here. It'll come down to pit strategy. Can I put this together? Like if I 2-stop and they 1-stop, I'm hosed. But if we're on the same number of stops, I think I'm in with a shot. I've got confidence here. The meme wagon. It's a shame that it's not a Honda Civic, because then I could do the power of memes. Yeah, so because Honda slogan's the power. Anyway, just go. All right. Oh, get on the gas. Get on the gas. There we go. This thing's got all the turbo lag in the world. Ah, good start there. Let's get into some slipstream and see if we can't nail down yellow. It's a Skyline. There was, an RX-7 in here as well. I don't know what yellow is. Was that the Mitsubishi, or... He's just yellow from now on. So that's the RX-7 we just gave a bump to. Skyline's got no confidence into the turns. Yeah, that definitely made a difference. That lack of confidence through, or maybe too much confidence through second to last corner. That long left heading towards the underpass. Now I'm scared because I'm in the lead. Going to the underpass, to the bus stop at the underpass, and that's... You gotta keep the ass end of the car in line. Though the front tires are heating up more than the rears, which means if you've been watching all the way along, you know that means understeer. So even if the ass end of the car is getting around, and it should, should the ass end of the car be planted? Because one, it's a four-wheel drive car. And two, it's a station wagon, so it's probably got because of both, it's probably got much better weight distribution than... Oh, is that the Skyline? He's got a lot of straight line speed. He worries me a little. He's got great acceleration. Like, as I get up to 5th, he's got great acceleration. And sort of the mid-speed, he's got great takeoff. But at the top end, we came back on him. Now, that some of that slipstream, admittedly. And really, at the low end, we're beating him out of corners. And he's got a four-wheel drive car, so it's not like it's wheel spin. It's just like we got better low-end torque than the Skyline. Maybe the car's set up a little better to go through the... I made a last-minute tweak to... the springs. And didn't test it, and I think that's just, like, made all the difference. And there he's caught back up again, but I'm not hustling the car any. Oh, and I dropped the ride height, millimeter or two. So I think... Is it really worth that much confidence to get me to a 53? Did I accidentally equip the softs or something? Oh, I'm pretty sure I was on hards. Maybe to go slow one can go fast. Or to go fast one must go slow. So I didn't think I was feeling particularly racy, but... Then you got people that are probably LPing this with Vipers and sports cars, and it's like, screw you guys, I've got a station wagon. Says Steve, who really wants to buy an Outback. But the nearest Subaru dealer is not in town, so... Small town problems. Half the town... If you don't drive a pickup truck in town, you drive a Kia, so... Says Steve, who drives a Ford Fiesta. I know some people say, well, watch what you reveal about yourself online. It's like... The fact that I am a Ford driver has not exactly been a secret. Kind of like Northern Lion, right? Northern Lion admits to driving a Ford Focus. We have... my connection to Northern Lion. Not that he knows this. You know, besides being Canadian. NL has a... He's mentioned it before. He's got like a 2012 Ford Focus with the... Whatever they call the... It's a manual transmission, dual clutch manual transmission with automatic shifting. Is how it's officially billed. And I have the same thing in my Fiesta that he has in his Focus. And we were both... And the only reason why I know that is because he mentioned... You know, a class action lawsuit about the transmission in his car. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same one I get mail about. But I also got an extended warranty, which allowed me to get my clutch replaced. Clutches, I'm not sure. They just said we need to replace the clutch in here because it's a manual with automatic shifting. Which is great when you let off the throttle because it just coasts because it disengages the clutch because it's a manual. but the clutch is starting to show some signs of wear because it's starting to get a little slippy. And because it's all computerized, it kind of gets stuttery. Right? By slippy, I mean stuttery. Oops. Oh, that was close. I was trying to gain every tenth there. Oh, speaking of, what was I going to mention? Speaking of vehicles, apparently because it is considered a special model, the Dodge concept car was not permitted for use in this. I tried, but it said you weren't allowed to use it. Racing and special models not allowed, so... Otherwise, we'd be looking at the Dodge concept car in all its purple glory. 500 horsepower was at 1,300 pounds, as opposed to 500 horsepower, 2,400 pounds. I gotta be careful here. We should be back in the 51s-ish. But if it's like any of my test runs, the tires were starting to show signs of fall off on laps, well, probably closer to 7, because lap 6 I bollocksed up on my one long test run. I'm hoping I can one stop. Well, no, I said it. Didn't I just say it was starting to show wear on 7, so I'm hoping I can two-stop it. We'll see if I can... Considering I've got a lead here, maybe I can one-stop it, but... I wasn't expecting to have a lead. Car's nice and smooth and planted. I wonder what tires the Skyline has behind me. Must be on hards as well, because it's just not... It's got the straight line speed, but it doesn't have the low-end grip that I've dialed in. I slapped either barrier with the ass end of the car. Of course, the trick is not to lose time by doing that. He says doing a 54. Yeah. I figured I'd be close to 51s again, but... maybe I am starting to see that fall off. I'm just trying to be very measured with my approach. It's a long race. We were doing, what, 40s with the Corvette, and we're in the 50s here. I had to be below 40s. Had to be in the 30s with the Corvette. Gotta try and time out next time by what the, or I guess at start-finish, let me phrase it that way, what the gap is. I don't know what the pit stop delta is here. Pit stop delta being the amount of time I lose relative to a flying lap if I come in for a pit stop. So we'll kind of see where the timing line is. I'm looking at the mini-map, and I'm expecting big red text in the middle of the screen to be the dead giveaway. So just before halfway of the bus stop there, 8-ish seconds, I'm going to say, plus or minus half a second, is my gap. And I probably lost a second there just staring at everything but the racetrack in front of me, so. So we're gaining like 1 1/4 a lap. Which would make me inclined to say that we're both on hard tires, so it's just a point of, is the Skyline doing a better job of saving tires than I am? Because if I have to 2-stop it and he has to 1-stop it, then, well, I won't say GG. If I make a mistake like about to sideswipe the wall there, the bus stop and attenuator, I believe, would be the more appropriate term. So if I'm burning rubber and Skyline isn't, then I'd have to rely on, like, having fresh enough tires on the final stint to get me home. Probably another 55 here. Ooh, ugly. Because I wasn't paying attention. I probably could have held more speed. Was late braking down to the chicane. But so is the AI, so it's probably a wash. Shift into the turn, or shift down into the turn, helps rotate the car. So now, see, I'm too nervous to settle in until we get through this first. Everyone gets through the first stint, and we see how the AI is doing. Like, what if that guy who's like just crossing start-finish line, who's a minute behind? Okay, granted, if he's no-stops it, he's still not a threat. But what if he no-stops it? It's a lot of time to make up by no-stopping it. But that's assuming that you don't go so slow that you're going so, to keep the tires on, that you end up going slower than, a 2-stop strategy. See, in F1, they've got fancy computers to learn to do all that. Predict lap times based on tire wear and track conditions and what everyone else is up to, and so it tries to predict, when's the optimal time to stop and how many times to stop and all that, so. The right front, probably worn down by all the... Because this is a counterclockwise circuit, we're leaning on the right side tires more than left because we've got more left turns. Now, we've talked about that in the past where that puts because the centrifugal force and G-forces and all that puts the pressure on the outside tires, which in this case, predominantly the right. But you can start to see the right starting to wear out. So it's just a matter of trying to figure out where. Is the... Oh, You could see the car glitch through visually on the bridge right on top of us. Yeah, it's just a matter of seeing, when does the tire wear and fall off become too much for me to handle? Because I was planning 10. I don't think I was that wrong about where the tires fell off. From 51 to 56 now. But we're not back in the twos, which would be problematic. So, we're going to get a decent lap, relatively speaking, out of this one. Well, second and a half faster than the last lap. I call that a decent lap. I'm keeping an eye on the mini-map just to see what everyone else is doing. Mostly just the skyline behind me is doing. Because I won the all-night one, I guess, via strategic undercutting. So I do not want to myself be undercut. It's just getting to that point where I'm thinking I might stop. But I may try and hold on for one more lap. Hold on's the operative term there. I wish I paid more attention to what the lap times were at this part of it, but probably looking at 56, 57 here. I think I got one more lap in me. Oh, 55.9. Well, 55.959. Round it up. Let's see. What's the AI doing? They're soldiering on for another lap. If they boxed, I was coming right in. It's not yellow yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Got more rubber on the left side, so I'm allowed to slide it there. That slide there was a function of tire wear, so... Actually, that was considerably smoother there. I think we're about, like... half a second or so off of where we were. So I want to say we were about 7s through the bus stop last time. Man, you could tell how just the tires are wearing out there. Because you try and get the power down at the hairpin and it's just not coming. Here you have to hit the curb to pop you up. And try and pivot the car off the curbing. So this will be about another 55 in the neighborhood, plus or minus half a second. I'm pretty good at this, aren't I? That's not helping. Skyline's boxing, Skyline's boxing. He's slow on the front straight. Yeah, he's come to a stop. All right, we're boxing this time. Tires are starting to go yellow, so yeah, now's probably a good time to come in. I could have done that first sector a lot better, you know, had I been paying attention to what's happening in front of me as opposed to what's happening on the minimap. I was quite concerned that I was going to get caught out on pit strategy, so I'm feeling a little more comfortable. But you could tell they've gone from green to... I think the right side, especially the right front, has gone beyond green-yellow. And is solid yellow. So the car's a little understeery, and we are working that right front tire. I mean, I think the left front tire is the next most yellow of the tires, so I think the car's just generally understeery. Which honestly, considering that the back end of the car kept wanting to snap around on me when we were first testing it, I'll take something a little more stable, even if it's not as fat. Well, okay, that's a relative term. Okay. I haven't actually attempted a pit stop, so we're going to look for the gap in the wall and hit it. Alright, we're coming in for a pit stop. This lap's a 58. Gotta get the revs up. Get the revs up. Ugh. Tire change is just slow enough to allow me to get the revs up. So, pit stop delta on the in lap is probably about 2 to 3 seconds, let's say. What's it going to be on the out lap? I mean, the delta technically doesn't include time lost on cold tires. The delta doesn't. I mean, the effective total, like, time a stop cost you, yeah, but that was yellow that we just saw go by. Wrangled the car through there. Brake at the second light. Well, it works a lot better on hot tires. And you can see that the fronts, because the car is understeery, the fronts are getting worked harder, so they're the ones coming up temp faster. I think I got all 4 wheels off the ground there, hopping that curb. So we'll see what our lap time is here. Probably a 10. I might get a 9. I was right, 10. I was right. Trust your first instinct. So, I mean, your total delta is probably like 20 seconds. So why is that important? Well, that's the amount of time you'd have to make it up on track for every pit stop that you make that someone else doesn't. Now, we're assuming that someone else... I guess for everyone else, you know, they might get away with a one-stopper. I probably could have dragged a one-stopper out of this, but... somebody else's... no. I was going to say someone else boxed. No, it's just... they all sort of coagulated there in the set. Around start-finish on the minimap. But what that does mean is we're going to come up on lap traffic pretty quickly. Because here we go, coming around. So there's someone that just... Next car in front just is about to get to the start-finish line. Now. So about 20 seconds in front, maybe about 22. There's at 31 on my counter there, so... Okay, 23 seconds. That's the gap to the next lapper. Imagine that being a $1.30 behind through 14 laps. Granted, if I hadn't, worked on the setup, that very well could have been us. Despite having what on paper seemed like a competitive car. Now I'm just power sliding it around. That's the one thing I never really... I tried once back way... Oops. It's one thing I tried once way back in the day in Gran Turismo 1. Probably back when I was still playing it on the PS1. So you know how in arcade mode it's like, handling style is a standard or drift. I think I tried drift once in an arcade race and it's like... Nah. I'm good. Oh my god. Learn to drive. He says absolutely beating the crap out of the AI. And this is going to be halfway mark. Crossed flags at the line. It's a NASCAR symbol, I know that. I guess it was more for the days before they had in-car radio and pit-to-car communications that they would use things like flag signals to tell the drivers where they were roughly. Although I'm sure pit boards helped and all that, but... We'll see how we can handle this. I'm trying to get one car lap down. If I could get everyone a lap down, that'd be awesome, but I don't think we're going to pull that off. This ain't Grand Valley. Don't have 60 laps in which to do it. Only got 30. Underneath the Subaru signs. I think I have more confidence into the Subaru corner, but apparently not. Mugen Honda and regular Honda. Sadly, no Del Sol Power of Memes machine. I mean, really, like I said, the proper meme machine would have been the Demio, but number of those I won farming cash in the it's the Sunday Cup. Car boxing? No, it was just a car slow through the bus stop. I don't think there are too many guys who are multi-stopping. It's myself, the Skyline. I think that's about the show. Second one. Second bridge time breaking just before.
Three-door Honda Civic ahead. It was the Civic was the crap wagon here. It's about 300 horsepower. Weighed a lot less than me, but that horsepower is a big deal. Can't make up everything in turns. You can try, but it's just not good, especially when you've got fast final corner onto a straight at the end of a lap. It would be difficult. I really wanted to make the Demio work, but unless there was a particular version of the car that you could buy... Oops. Turn. Unless there was a particular version of the car you could buy that you could get up to like 400 horsepower. If you could get 400 horsepower and 1,800 pounds or something stupid like that, you'd be in with a shot with that thing. Lord knows I'd have loved to have schooled the AI in a jumped up people mover, but... Or no, that's not what they call it in people carrier. That's what they call them in Europe. Britain maybe just Top Gear thing, but because they brought was it the C-Max or the S-Max or something, maybe both, over here to North America at one point. I'm just trying to remember whether I ever got a lift in that. My Ford dealer's courtesy shuttle. But I think there's been the Flex, the Explorer. I'm trying to remember what else. Because you haven't had to... Like, I haven't needed to use the courtesy shuttle for 2 years. One, because... unemployed... 2.5 years, really. The first part of it was unemployment, and... The second, well, I guess first year of that was unemployment, and almost all of it, but anyway. And then the rest of it was COVID, so... I think they allow courtesy shuttle again now, but maybe by the time you are watching this, that has changed, so who knows. Not that I expect us to be getting into, at least in Ontario. I had a lot of places, really. I don't expect there to be a lot of appetite for another, like, tight lockdown. But the problem is that as of recording, and hopefully it's changed by the time you watch it, and it's like we're not getting, like, data for, like, new cases separated by vaccinated and unvaccinated. And the province said they were going to do that, and I wonder if they... Like, the cynical part of me says... You got a conservative government in Ontario, and it's just like... The Venn diagram of anti-vaxxers and conservatives is pretty overlappy. More so than if you were to look at, like, Liberals or NDP, anyway. Somebody's got to grant me that one. Staunchest conservatives got to grant me that one. So it's like you feel the conservative government and the likelihood of an anti-vaxxer being conservative. You kind of got to think, well, they aren't going to want to release the data for that reason. No need to upset the base. But at a certain point, it's like, don't call it vaccine passports. Call it official, unforgeable proof of vaccination. Or something like that, as opposed to the PDF that you've emailed out that you call proof of vaccination that can be easily changed. And I don't even think it's a secured PDF. Even if it was, I'm sure somebody could work around it. It's just things like that. It's just like, you got to come up with something a little more secure. Because the people who are vaccinated don't want to get locked down again because they've done everything right. It's a tightrope act. That's the problem, is science is being put aside for politics and personal feelings. Me, I'm a homebody. I don't really give a shit. Problem is, if we lock down again, I'm not going to be able to go car shopping and test driving shit again. That's me being selfish. With cases on the rise again, I better get out to the menswear store and get new pants. Everyone's gonna have to... They can't just buy this shit online, right? You can't... I don't know how people buy clothes online. You say, Steve, just buy your pants online. I was like, no, it doesn't work like that. No, but I don't care what measurements they have. Nobody ever... There's no two manufacturers that make fits. Hell, even the same manufacturers change their sizing. Like, I bought a pair of pants, a pair of jeans. Let's be more specific. Jeans from Mark's Work Warehouse here in Canada. Pretty standard thing to do before anyone gets on me. Denver Hayes is the house brand. You wear a belt over the leather thing with the company logo on it anyway, so no one notices, right? So you buy that, and it's like, okay, it's fine. But I swear to God, the most recent pair of Denver Hayes jeans I bought, this was a couple years ago, fit looser than the pair I was wearing previously. And I'm pretty good about, cold water wash and hang drying as opposed to, because if you do warm water wash and you throw it in the dryer, it's gonna shrink. So that's why I, hang it up, I cold water wash it, try and minimize the shrinkage, right? Before somebody says anything. Because that was the first thing I thought was, no, but I'm careful about that, so it might be that. But I swear to God, it fits looser, and it's like, well, what if it fit tighter? That would have been annoying. And it's not like the suit debacle for my friend's wedding not too long ago. Well, it was a suit debacle. Well, they wanted a slimmer cut suit, which meant slimmer cut pant and jacket. Okay. And shirt. I didn't know that was a thing either. Because I was standing at my friend's wedding back in June. The problem was, one, the owner of the menswear shop, and it's the fancy menswear shop downtown, not the, the one in the old neighborhood. I say old neighborhood because that's where my friend and I, our grandparents lived, near each other, and not so coincidentally, they were walking distance of the menswear shop in the old neighborhood. Is what I'm getting at. So, rather than go that one, he goes to Fonsev menswear shop downtown. And this guy, the owner, can't size, you think he's been doing this for, before he owned the place. He bought the place out when the old owner retired. So he's been there, and he's probably looking at retiring himself. So he's probably been there longer than I've been alive. Couldn't size me up for shit. And we had an argument over, he's like, okay, so what? He's like, sizing me up, oh, so you're this jacket, and you're that pants, and you're that. I said, well, I've not. It's like, he thought I was a 44 jacket. I was like, no, I'm usually a 40, 42, depending on the cut, so. I was a 42, I was right. Regular cuts, I'm a 40. Slim cuts, I guess I'm a 42. But... And he's like, neck 16 inches, sleeves are 32, 33. It's like... I'm telling him all this. It's got to get to the waist, right? And he's like, the pants. And I said, well... He's like... So what size or waist are... I said, well, you know... I could squeeze into a 38... But it might be, 40 if it's tight enough. And he's insisting I'm a 36, because he measures my waist. And he said 36. I'm like, no, I've not fit in a 36 since high school. So it puts me in the 36 pants and says, oh, you'll be fine. Then when it comes to trying on the suit, like, before the wedding, because the store was locked down, closed because of lockdown. It's like, no, I can't sit down in these. I'm stuck. I'll be stuck standing for the entirety of the wedding. Which generally isn't how a ceremony and reception works. And he was still insistent. It's like, it wasn't until like 2 days before the wedding that I got them to let out the waist. Because they couldn't order in the correct size pants. But it's just like, man, I'm never coming back here again. It's just like, that's the problem, right? Well, I was going to say, the worst part is like, they're telling me, oh yeah, we want you to be happy with the suit. I was like, well, give me a 38 waist so I can fit in it. Language, I know. They're like, no. Well, we want you to be comfortable, but, we're going for a certain, slim cut. But it's your suit at the end of the day, but there's a certain silhouette. But you're the one that's got to wear it. But they're going for this particular look. And it's just like, could you take a breath before double talking me? Jesus. That's why. I can get stuff wrong, I don't mind, but that they're trying to convince me that I'm wrong about wanting to be comfortable in a suit. And I complained. I told my friend this. After the wedding, of course. I said, dude, if you ever get married again, can we do the suits not downtown? Do the shop from the old neighborhood? The owner don't know shit. That's where my friend's done all his business with his suits, so he trusts them. I'll go to the old neighborhood. I'll keep getting my stuff there. See, my problem is I gotta get to it. With my new job, I've been doing a lot more meetings that I'm comfortable with. The number of meetings I like is about none. Because meetings are generally wastes of time. 1 out of every maybe 20 is a good meeting. I'm gonna box this time by. Because I had a meeting on Friday where I learned some learned some things. I mean, most of the meeting was useless, but at least I learned some, I got some valuable information that'll help me out with a project we're working on at work. And as project accountant, it's important for me to know how the hell, timing of everything so I can kind of track out cash flows and such. And that's the one. It's the exception that proves the rule sort of thing. I could probably do this on no more stops, but because we've been doing a good job of keeping the tires on the car, but that is getting yellow on the right front. Now, see, if this was Gran Turismo on the PS2, we'd be allowed to change tire compounds as well as while we're changing the tires, because on the PS1 ones, the compound you start the race on is the compound you run the entire race on. So because we're starting on what I thought was the hards, we got to do the entire race on the hards. But if it was the PS2 one, we'd be doing the get on the gas, right? I can't have much of a brake. The only brake I can have is when the thing is driving itself. Wait for it to say revs up or ready or whatever it is. Rev up. Let's see if we can't set a faster lap than the 51.9. Not on this lap, cold tires. But we are going to endeavor to set a fast lap here on our way out. I was gonna say, now I'm driving along, I just realized I'm in a bad habit of... So, which Gran Turismo game was it? Might have been a PS2 one. I don't know about the rest of you, but if you drive with, I'm driving with automatic transmission, obviously, you guys would have seen it at the start of the race. Or I guess when I was pushing start race. But you guys ever get in this habit of, when you're just driving with an automatic transmission, you just tap the shift button? Just ghost shift the car just to see if you get the timing right. In some games where you can't do that because it'll take your shift command, some won't. It's not consistent across the board. And there's the one Gran Turismo game, damned if I remember what it was, but there's one of these Gran Turismo games where if you were holding down one of the shift buttons in automatic transmission, it would hold off on shifting. It would hold you in gear. Which can be a strategic advantage of time if you're about to shift up right before you go and hit the brake sort of thing. Well, that's going to ruin the lap. I was good through the first corner and then kind of hit too much curb in the off-ramp chicane. And take it way too deep there. So maybe we'll just back it down. Keep rubber on the tires. Now I'm going so slow that I'm spinning the car out, or at least attempting to anyway. But with the back end of the car sliding around, it's really the front tires that are the ones that I've been kind of Because I was being lazy and lost my rhythm there, right? Oh, they were going too wide there up the front straight. I want to watch more of that. The advantage of seeing cars through the underpass. Man, look at that grip. Just accelerating nice and clean up into here. Alright. We want a good exit here. Keep the car turned down. Maybe we'll just let it drift up so that way we can wind up as much speed as we can. Damn it. Hit the inside again. Trying to get way too cute with that. I'm just going to say that there's a small graphics glitch that's throwing me off. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. See, that would be a place heading into Hotel Hairpin that you want to make sure that you're keeping the car from shifting up, because you wouldn't want to shift up as you're trying to shift down. Or about to hit on the brakes to shift down. Slide the car through that chicane as we head back down to the underpass. Get the car skidding through there. A little touch of the inside there. If I could have gotten the car turned in towards the apex without feeling like I was skidding, I would have done reasonably well there. Should have touched the brake. Get weight on the nose to turn it around. Back to the left. If I thought I was going to have a good lap time, I'd keep it turned down, but okay, we did set a fast lap anyway. A lot of mistakes that I picked out in that lap. There we go. Hop the curb on the inside, but we don't lose any time slamming into the wall on the other side, on the inside left. Use the curbing on the inside to pivot the car around. Just because you're on the I'm on the inside, that's why it feels like it's so tight there. Not opening up that second of the double right there. Unlike this, where you get the car way to the outside to open up this one. Could have tapped the brakes there to just pivot it around that left a little more. Skid it a little bit, but we're fine otherwise. Tack that dog leg there. Wrangle it so we can gain as much speed as possible. Brake as soon as the curbing kind of renders into view. This is flat. Now, we're going to come back all the way in. Don't drift it out. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, we just passed someone in the pit lane. Hit the curbing, or hit the wall on the inside, and there again. I don't think we're going to set another fast lap here, but I think I proved my point. Since we're on the final lap. probably run the entire lap in reverse and still win the damn thing. That's a tricky... I think that double right is trickier as the double right than it is as the double left in the normal configuration of the circuit. I think there's a lapper that might be in front of us on the mini-map, but... I think I see something, yeah. It's painted dark. It's hard to see at night. It's not the best lit circuit in the world. Oh, is it the Civic again? We're gonna put the Civic 2 down? Now here's the question, could Civic get through here flat? Nope. Got it a little wide. I don't think we're going to set a fast lap here. Be close, but not close enough. Hey, there we go! Clean sweep. Get out the brooms! What a sweepage. Oh, Skyline fell back. Did not have a good race. Nobody's gonna be, Okay, point taken. Oh. We've been overtaken by the Civic trying to make up its laps. If this takes any longer, it's gonna kick me out of the race. It's gonna be like 2+ minutes while this thing coasts around. I just want to see the margin of victory, but it may take too long. I don't think it's a lap. I think it's less than a lap. I mean, the rate we're going, I'm not confident in that assertion anymore. 62. Okay, so we were about a little over half a lap ahead of the RX-7. Okay, that's not bad. And there it is, new record lap, just at the end. 150k. Well, I tried. Couldn't quite get back to $1 million to spend a lot of money buying and building crap for just such a, like a series, mini-series. And there it is. That is everything gold. I love gold. All of those done and dusted. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. In Gran Turismo 1 as we wrap up the GT1 Endurance Series. Well, I promised you 4 weeks of action between the 3 endurance races and the GT World Cup. Had ourselves a fine endeavor, if I do say so myself. Because, well, won it all. Well, I didn't win all the races in the GT World Cup, but I mean, close enough, right? But it's just a fun little different thing to do for, you know, a Let's Play series. Just to pick out, like, specific races. And, you know what? I don't think I've done all of the endurance races in some of the other Gran Turismo games. So, you know, we might go back and pick up some of those along the way, too. You know, maybe we'll do a GT2 version of this. And maybe GT3 and GT4 along the way, too. Who knows? Just little things like that. Just endurance races. Have a little fun with it, you know? I mean, GT4 might be a little more questionable because you got GT4 introduced the 24-hour races, and I have no idea. Never tried them. I mean, that would be like, you know, 24 hours of Nürburgring would be a Let's Play series in and of itself, let alone, you know, just like a... It's not just like a... It's like an episode of Let's Play. It's just, it's a whole LP in and of itself. Which would be interesting. But, because I remember there was a I remember doing a Tsukuba one. Or is it just Scuba? So a Tsukuba one where, you know, I used like... Oh, that was when I got my wisdom teeth out. So when the painkillers were kicking in, I subbed in the B-Spec driver, right? Sub in the B-Spec driver, the AI driver, so you just let him do it for a little bit, wait for me to get less loopy and then get back in the car, right. Yeah, B-Spec driver wasn't that good. I'd make up all sorts of time and then put in the B-Spec driver and just like... I was better medicated than the AI was. Oh, jeez. Ah, well, yeah, anyway, yeah. So, I had fun. I like Gran Turismo. It's a great series, though, so... I'm pretty sure as this is going up, Forza Motorsport 7, I want to say. One of the Forza Motorsport games, I think it's 7, is on discount on the Windows Store. Maybe other maybe other games, like online game clients and such, just because they're discontinuing the game as a service, so check that out. If you're interested in similar stuff for PC, it's not quite the same because the handling model's a little less drifty in Forza 7 than in, GT1, but it's also been almost 25 years, so yeah, things change a bit. And like GT2, for example, cars are a lot less drifty than they are here. Like power sliding, not drifty, power sliding in GT2 than they are here, so that'll make for an interesting change in driver style and whenever I come back and do GT2 Enduro Series. So I don't think I've won the champion. Did I even beat like the regional championships? Like, there's what the nationals, and then like the sort of east and west regionals, and then there's or maybe it's European and Pan Am regionals, and then there's the GT World Cup, I think, is it? Or am I missing a step in there? And then you got the Enduro races too. So, I know I've done Seattle, Trial Mountain. I think maybe there's a Trial Mountain there, or is it GT3? I'll take a look and see. I'm pretty sure I've done Seattle, I've done Trial Mountain. I'm just trying to remember Laguna, I've done Laguna. We'll take a look and see, right? When we get there. Oh wait, this wasn't in there. Because I don't think I did the Route 11 all nights. This wasn't GT2. I don't think I've done Grand Valley 300, though. So we'll at least have that to do again. But until we see you again for more racing, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on air. And that is for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And don't forget you to check out more classic racing games in the playlists. They're on the screen, in the description down below, and more videos anytime on the channel page. And until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.